Hey guys, it's me, Soren, back with another video. This is going to be a quick video on Solange's SNL performance this past weekend. It was her first time on SNL. This has been I would say this is definitely a career milestone for her, especially in terms of, kind of mainstream pop culture relevance. Not that Solange cares about that, but just saying like her being on SNL is kind of like a big watershed moment. And a lot of people have been asking me, what did I think of her performance on Saturday Night Live? She performed Don't Touch My Hair and she performed Cranes in the Sky, which were also the two tracks off the album that had visuals. So I guess like in a sense, these would be considered like the lead songs on the album. And she did Cranes in the Sky first, and then she did Don't Touch My Hair. So, well, my overall, like how I felt about these performances, I was just watching like makeup on point, hair on point, stage costumes on point, dance moves on point. Like she busted these like dance moves out. And while watching, I just got the sense, and this is the same way that I felt while watching the visuals. This is the same way that I feel when watching Solange on a red carpet when she's attending an event. Solange creates like looks, like she creates an immersive experience. And I feel like she's like creating an immersive experience, like when she gets dressed and like goes on like a red carpet, and it's like hair and like makeup and clothes and shoes. Like she's creating this experience, and I kind of feel like she's bringing that same thing now to her, and she's always kind of done it with her videos and her performances, but now again, like I've said before, it kind of seems like she's found her lane and she's kind of like really punching it to the next level of creating these immersive experiences with her art, and she dropped this album and it came with a booklet, a digital booklet, and and a website, and all these kind of different parts and different pieces that create, this experience for this art to create this kind of intimacy. And I'm really enjoying that. Like, I'm really enjoying that from her. And I'm looking forward to, like, if she goes on a tour, I would totally buy tickets to, like, see it. Because she's definitely creating this, like, experience that I like, that I'm enjoying. I loved that she had a live band. A lot of songs don't translate well to live performances, especially when you hear a lot of music that uses a lot of like synthesizers and like auto-tune and like digital elements. There are a lot of rap songs that I like love that do not translate well to like a live performance because there's like so much like studio effects. But these songs, Cranes in the Sky and Don't Touch My Hair, and I'm sure the entire A Seat at the Table album used a lot of live instrumentation, even when watching the jam session video that she posted. And so the use of a live band, really, like, I want to say it like swells like the sound, and it like swells the music. And these songs translated really well to live performance, especially Cranes in the Sky. It had a really beautiful arrangement. It had a different arrangement than what's on the album. And I also wondered how the high notes would translate, the studio version, the album version, wherein you have, 50 takes to get it right, versus, a live performance where you kind of have to get it right once. But she pulled it off like so beautifully. Like she really had those high notes at the end. Her voice sounded really strong. Her voice sounded really strong on Cranes in the Sky as well as Don't Touch My Hair. But her voice was really strong on those high notes. It didn't sound thin. Her voice didn't break. She didn't go off key. She didn't sound pitchy or breathy. In the beginning of Cranes in the Sky, she messed up the words a little bit. She seemed nervous. But then I think she kind of like got into a groove. And by the end of the song, she was really, really strong and confident. She's continuing this trend of her singers and her band wearing all white. And like I said in my video for the Seat at the Table visuals, this all kind of reminds me, especially with Don't Touch My Hair, of like a worshiping of like the Black divine, and like a worshiping of like divine, like Black power, which I just like really, really love. And I love that she like brought that to SNL. She didn't like change it or water it down or anything. Just like I said in my formation video for Beyonce performing at the Super Bowl, like I like that she like brought that to this mainstream stage. Like I am gonna do Don't Touch My Hair. I am gonna do Cranes in the Sky. I am gonna you know, I'm going to wear my all white. Everyone's going to wear all white. We're all going to be black. All my backup, you know, singers, all of my, you know, my whole band, like, and we're like bringing this blackness to your like mainstream stage. I really, really commend her for that. Her Cranes in the Sky outfit and hair especially looked like they had a lot of symbolic significance. So her hair was braided by, I have the information here. Her hair was braided by, now I want to say Crowzilla, because Crowzilla is her Instagram name, and it's funny because I recently, maybe last month, I had Crowzilla as my Woman Crush Wednesday. Anyone that follows me on Instagram, you guys know that I do Melanin Monday, Black Love Tuesday, Women Crush Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, and Family Friday, I think it is. And if so, like last month, I had Crowzilla as my Women Crush Wednesday, and she braided Solange's hair. But let me tell you her real name. Shani Crow. Shani Crow. So I'm going to read you guys a little bit of this article from The Fader. There will be a link in the description box. Please check it out. On last night's episode of Saturday Night Live, Solange took the stage for her performance of Cranes in the Sky, donning a glittery headpiece that radiated from her head in a wheel pattern. So her whole hair was braided back, and then it was like braided in this like wheel, like a halo. The artist behind Solange's ethereal hairdo is Chicago native Shani Crow, or Shani Crow, who has been, I would think Shani, who has been braiding hair since she was 11. Today, Crow continues to make intricate hair designs for Black women that resemble hairdresses, crowns, and halos. Crow's hair artworks have been featured in 3 solo exhibitions in Chicago, and a work entitled Fingerwave Saint from Crow's most recent series, Braids, was Solange's main inspiration for the braided halo look, Crow explained. Solange expressed that she wanted to add Swarovski beads for a highly reflective look and sent some images of bedazzled clothing that she was inspired by. I worked within those parameters and started to create the piece. And then she also said, not only are Crow's works aesthetically mesmerizing, they serve to continue the tradition of braiding that is ingrained in Black culture and beauty. Braiding is a sacred art in a lot of ways because it's so rich in tradition, Crow tells Fusion in a recent interview. Because braids are coming out in pop culture and being exploited as a trend, I think it's important for me to honor them. So she does a lot of really intricate braided work and a lot of really structural braided work, like the halo, you know, like a 3-dimensional structure, which echoes a lot of West African braiding structures. So I was just really, really, like I said, I felt like it was really symbolic that Solange had her hair braided that way for Cranes in the Sky. And I also feel like now this is just my own personal take, the headpiece to me, like the addition of the crystals and like the silver thread and like the silver clothes that she was wearing looked like a metal cloud. And she says, like, sometimes I don't want to feel those. Some people say it's metal clouds, metal, M-E-T-A-L. Some people say it's mental clouds. And I feel like it could go either way in terms of, you know, what her depression feels like this cloudiness in her head. But I also kind of felt like Solange herself resembled like a silvery cloud with this like halo. But again, the halo also works with the concept of like divine Black power. I just felt like there's like a lot of like symbolism with the whole look that she created, you know, for the Cranes in the Sky performance. She had this like white top and bottom set with this like sheer metallic like netted dress over it. And the nets to me also kind of resembled like a snowflake pattern. There was, like I said, it was like simultaneously reminding me of like kind of like a physical manifestation of like what her mental clouds feel like occasionally, but also this like, you know, nod to like African tradition of like these like structural, you know, braided hair pieces, and this halo is this like nod to like the Black divine power. And I just thought it was like such a, like I said, Solange creates these like immersive experiences that can like have all these different meanings and juxtapositions and like go in all these different ways. It's really art. Like she's really like, it wasn't just like a performance. It's like a performance piece. Like she's doing like performance pieces in the way that she's like performing these works, which I think really does justice, you know, to the songs and to the album. So that's just like some thoughts on Cranes in the Sky. Don't Touch My Hair. Same thing. I thought her voice sounded really good. Her hair looked really good. I think she put a wig on unless they like snatched those braids out really, really fast, which maybe they did. But she had like her loose hair, so it was like a big like afro. And I just remember thinking the same thing, like, God, like her voice sounds really, really good, and like her hair looks awesome. It's like big and voluminous, and she had on this like white like bralette, like crop top, and these like white pants with these like silver boots that I love those silver boots. And she was like busting out these dance moves and like stomping on the floor. Somebody on Twitter was like, Solange is stomping on that floor like the floor is white supremacy, which I loved. And Don't Touch My Hair is like a high energy song, so she like performed with a lot of energy that I enjoyed. Like, I love that Sampha came out for the hook. I really did love her dance moves. And with Don't Touch My Hair, she created almost like this moving like tableau of all these moving parts. She had like all these moving parts on the stage, and it was like really interestingly well put together. Like I felt like there were 4 clear levels moving independently. So you had like a percussion, like a horn section. So it was like the drums and like these like horns players, and then you had like a guitar section, and then you had like the backup singer section, and then you had like Solange in the middle. So you had like a section here, a section here, and a section here, and Solange. And they like all had their own choreography, and there were just like places for your eyes to look at all times, making up this scene. It was a scene, like it reminded me of a play. Like I'm watching a scene with like all these moving parts, and then like every now and then like they all like, you know, came together and like came in sync. It was just like a painting, like watching a painting too, but that was like moving around. It was really, really interesting. Like the choreography was like very interesting to watch. And again, you had this common thread of like everyone had white on, everyone was black, like, which I loved. She like handed her mic off at one point and was like doing her like choreography. And again, there was like a lot of energy. It was a high energy piece, but like her voice sounded really good. Her makeup looked really, really good too. Like her makeup looked really good. And Solange is beautiful. She has like a beautiful face. She's just really coming into her own, which I just really, really love to see and appreciate. And I just really appreciate this work that she's doing, because I think it's really important. The meaning behind it, the messages behind it, even like the aesthetics of it, the presentation, like it's like really touching me. Like it's really touching me. Like, and I've always loved Solange, so I'm like, oh, like yes, my fave is like finally getting her fucking shine that she so richly deserves. But I loved it. Let me know what you guys thought. I will have like lots of really good links in the description box. Please read about Shani Crow, because she's really, really just like a beautiful soul and extremely, extremely talented. And I love the work that she's doing and the art that she's doing with braiding hair, and you know, her, you know, kind of mission to make sure that like we remember like the rich culture of, you know, braiding hair, you know, in our black culture. So lots of links in the description box. Check those out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Food for thought as always. Nice quick video. See you guys next time. Peace.